Hello and welcome to Cruise Addicted. This is Emma, and today I'm going to be showing you all around the beautiful Cunard Line Queen Mary 2. So we're going to start the tour with the Grand Lobby. This is situated on deck 2 and deck 3. The heart of the ship, and an intriguing feature where you have inside cabins with an atrium view. This is the perfect spot for your photographs on formal night too. If you want to stand in front of the Grand Lobby or on the stairwell, it makes a really nice backdrop. So if you have any issues or queries, then you'll find the purser's office here, manned 24 hours a day, situated on deck 2 if you have any problems. Then right opposite the purser's office you have the casino. There's a beautiful mural on the back wall, slightly hidden by the machines of the casino. Here's a full picture of it, but it's a stunning room. Lovely wide corridors, great artwork, and why not stop for a minute and see if you can find Homer Simpson. As you can see, I found him. So if you like heading to the pub for a drink, then pop down to the Golden Lion on deck 2. There's a dartboard, there's live music, they have quizzes in the evening, sport on the television. It's a really nice pub atmosphere here. Plus they do some great pub food, which some of the dishes are complimentary. They are just introducing small fees on some of the other items now. But if you like fish and chips for your lunch, then go down to the Golden Lion. This is the Britannia dining room. It's situated midship aft on decks 2 and 3. The Britannia Club dining room is situated in a small section on deck 2 at the rear of the main dining room. Here's a small selection of some of the meals we had over the week. We did a 1-week itinerary to the fjords. And I have to admit, the quality of the food in the main dining room was absolutely fabulous. Beautiful stained glass ceiling here, really lovely dining room. So Queen Mary 2 surprised me with the amount of nooks and crannies and cosy corners. This is Connection, so it's part of the internet cafe. You can help yourself to tea and coffee here. This is situated on deck 3L. Seems to be a split level deck on Queen Mary forward, so whether you're on deck 2, deck 3 or deck 3L, you may find yourself walking up a slope to get here or coming back down the slope away from it, so it's really quite a quirky section of the ship. This is Illuminations. The ceiling is like a planetarium. Unfortunately for us, there was a part missing or broken, so we couldn't see anything to do with the planetarium, but instead they had really great talks. We watched a chap tell us all about drug smuggling and law enforcement at Heathrow Airport. Really fascinating talks. Plus there are other talks throughout the week as well. This is kind of just illuminated slightly, but the seats are slightly reclined, so if they have talks about the night sky, then this is the place to be. Incredible. So this is one of the slopes I was on about, connecting 3L to the other decks. On one side of the ship, if you just want to watch the ocean and sit here, then a really nice quiet spot, just want to sit with a book. And on the other side, they've got games tables set up, whether you play chess or jigsaw puzzles. So it's a really a really good use of space. Then also on deck 3L, so you have to come down the steps to get to here. This is the art gallery. There is a disabled lift, so everywhere is accessible, but a really nice wide art gallery on the ship. So situated midship forward is the Royal Court Theatre. Lots of bench seating in this theatre, and the alleyways to get in and out of the seats is actually quite wide. There are tables if you want to pop your drink down. So with the show, you sit around the staging. This is the angle we had from the side. Personally, I prefer to sit and face forward. If that's the same for you, then I just recommend you get to the theatre a little bit earlier. A completely different view. This is on the side, and then this is if you're facing forward. There's a lovely selection of shops and boutiques on deck 3, whether you want a luxury purchase like a watch or a piece of jewellery, whether you want some toiletries or some nice cosmetics, perfumes, then there's a really good selection. If you fancy some duty free to take away from the ship, some cigarettes or alcohol, then again another good size shop on board. Maybe you just fancy a t-shirt with the logo on, then again all available here. So let's talk about some more public spaces. This is the Champagne Bar, situated on deck 3. Very nice place to sit. You can actually watch some of the atrium world wander past you here. It's not just champagne. If you just fancy a glass of wine or a beer before or after your meal, then really nice place to stop by. And the chart room is right next door on deck 3. All the navigational charts on the wall. A firm favourite with a lot of people that travel on the Cunard fleet. This is Sir Samuel's. It's a cafe and a bar, so if you want just a coffee during the day and a pastry, then come here, but they also have wine tasting available here too. So this is the upper section of the Britannia dining room, more of a tiered seating layout here up to the windows. We ate up here, thoroughly enjoyed it. Nice view over the main dining room, very light and airy, so we had no issues here. All wheelchair friendly as well, I must add. And here is the famous Queen's Room on Queen Mary 2. Beautiful dance floor, lots of seating in here. If you like to do the afternoon tea, then this happens every day at 3:30. The waiters parade the afternoon tea. Lots of royal memorabilia here, pictures, flags, busts of Queen Mary, beautiful lighting. It's a stunning room. If you're a fan of ballroom dancing, then this is the place you need to be. In the evening, there are live music here, whether you have ballroom dancing, if you want to do a tango or a foxtrot, or they had a blues jazz band on board for a bit more up-tempo. And also they had the main house band here for a bit of disco, so it's quite a versatile room. So this is the afternoon tea. The waiters give a bow and then serve the tea and the scones. It's magical. And in the evening, the Blue Jays were a guest band on board. Bit of rock and roll. Everyone's having a fabulous time. And then right at the aft of the ship on deck 3 and deck 3L is the G32 nightclub. G32 is a nod to the shipyard. It's to do with the number the ship was allocated when she was built. This is a great venue. Dancing into the small hours. This is Clique. They were the house band. Absolutely brilliant. They did 3 sets over the evening and interchanged with the DJ as well. We were up dancing pretty much all night. Also, silent discos are here, and if you're a fan of karaoke, then this is where you need to be. So heading up to deck 6, this is the Minnows pool. There's also a jacuzzi here and a splash pool. This is a family friendly area, and this is where, just behind those doors there, the children's clubs are. The children's clubs are broken down into the zones, so you have a zone for the babies, one for children, and then a teens club. These are the spare propeller blades, affectionately known as the Commodore's cufflinks. So, now on deck 7, this is the gym. Quite a nice sized gym actually, and with the transatlantic crossings that the ship does, there are lots of walking machines here, so people can come in and walk, and this artwork on the wall actually has people walking from London to New York, which I thought was really cool. The Mariel Spa is situated on deck 7 and 8. Deck 8 is mainly the salon if you want to have your hair done or a nail treatment. Everything else is pretty much on deck 7. You have a fabulous hydro pool. There are steam rooms and saunas, and there's a lovely relaxation room with views out onto the ocean. So a really nice to get a day pass and spend the day here and unwind. So one of the most popular places on Queen Mary 2 is the Corinthia Lounge. So if you're a fan of quizzes, if you like to take part in the team trivia or come along in the evening and listen to some live music, then this is the room you need to be. Also, there is a small food service area here. So if you want to grab a toasted sandwich at lunchtime, just a light bite, or have a cup of tea and a small sweet dessert in the afternoon, then this is the place for you. Perfect for getting your step count up whilst on board ship is the promenade deck, and this one goes all the way around the ship. So the King's Court is the buffet on Queen Mary 2, situated also on deck 7. So whether you want to grab your breakfast if you've got shore excursions, or don't fancy the formality of an evening meal and just want a light bite, then this is the King's Court. Lots of seating here, lots of cosy corners. It's not wide open canteen style, lots of different areas to sit. A really nice sea view if you want to have your breakfast. If you just want to come in here and help yourself to a Mr. Whippy ice cream, then there's ice cream stations all around the King's Court. It's a really good buffet area. This was breakfast time. Some examples here of the food available. Lots of fruits, yogurts, cereals, cooked breakfast, pastries, all available here. And help yourself to coffee and tea, but the waiters are also there if you want them to serve you tea and coffees and fruit juices. So there's a small area they have within the King's Court which they use for speciality dining. When we were on board, we had a Norwegian flavour. So we booked to go to Norderlies, but if you like Indian, then another night it might be Bombay, and then another night it might be known as Piazza. So depending on the flavour that is available, then you can book a speciality dining option. There was a cover charge of $20 per person. So if you've booked to stay in one of the Grill's cabins, Princess Grill or Queen's Grill, then this is the Grill's Lounge. Princess Grill's passengers, this is your restaurant, and then there is a separate one for the Queen's Grill's passengers. And there is also a concierge lounge available for you. And at the aft on deck 8 is the terrace pool. There's also a bandstand here, so we have the sail away parties here. The band Clique came out and played for an hour as we sailed away from Southampton, and then another time when we sailed from one of the Norwegian ports. Great fun, lovely atmosphere. The Veranda restaurant is situated on deck 8 at the aft of the ship, just behind where the terrace swimming pool is. This is the steakhouse, so if you fancy a really nice speciality dining option, it's $65 per person, but it's a really lovely dining experience. They offer speciality dining at lunchtime as well, so if you'd like to come here for a lunchtime steak rather than an evening meal, then this would be a great option. I opted for clam chowder, then I had a beautiful fillet with a lobster tail, and then a delicious chocolate fondant which was hot, and when you cut into it the fondant melted. Oh, it was lovely. Here we have the library on deck 8, situated forward, overlooking the bow. The views from this room are fantastic. What a great place to sit on a sea day with your book, or if you're doing a cruise with ports of call, come and find some research books up here. Absolutely stunning location on the ship. And attached to the library is a bookshop on deck 8. Here we have some cuddly Taylor the Sailor teddy bears, but if you want to buy a book to take away with you, there's also colouring books and puzzles here. Coming up to deck 9, this is the Commodore Club. Perfect place if you want to have a cocktail or a coffee, look over the bow of the ship as you're sailing. In the evening you have a pianist here playing just some background music. It's a really lovely bar. This is probably one of my most favourite locations on the ship. Giant sized model of Queen Mary II behind the bar. All the lights come on in the evening. It's really lovely. The views are fantastic. This is the boardroom. This is adjacent to the Commodore Club, so if you're getting married, this is the room you would come to for your ceremony. And then on the other side of the ship, adjacent to the Commodore Club is Churchill's, the Cigar Lounge. Heading up to deck 11, this is the observation deck. This is situated just underneath the bridge and the most spectacular place to watch a sail in, especially through the Norwegian Fjords. This was our sail in into Olden in the Norwegian Fjords. Totally beautiful. Here we have a bit of a crazy shot, one that I've speeded up, just to give you a perspective of the size of the observation deck. As I said, good space and would be perfect to watch the sail into New York as well. Just behind this area you have the Atlantic room on deck 11. If you're a bridge player, then this is where you will be. So on deck 11, this is where the grill's terrace is. So if you're one of the grill's guests in the Princess or Queen's Grill, then this is where you can sit and enjoy the sun. So midship on deck 12, you have the pavilion pool and bar. This is the covered swimming pool. There's also a hot tub here too. If you want to play some ping pong without the ball blowing away in high winds, then this is where you can come. There's some nice sun lounges here. It was a nice place to sit if it was a little bit cooler outside. So this is the pavilion pool. So deck 12, you've got the sun deck and some shuffleboard. So if you're crossing the Atlantic with your favourite four-legged friend, then these are the kennels. Fire hydrant and lamppost for doggies doing what doggies do. But yeah, that's on deck 12. Deck 13, you have the lookout. So if you want to look over the bow of the ship without getting blown with the wind, then the lookout is the perfect spot. And then heading back more midship, you have the sun deck and the sports nets. If you want to play some pickleball or just run around with the ball, then this is the place to be. I'm going to give you a walkthrough of our cabin. This is an inside cabin 5224, situated aft. Not a bad sized cabin to be fair, and quite a bit of storage, so we never had any issues with putting anything away. This is a 4-berth cabin. As you can see, there are 2 upper pullmans that go away into the roof of the cabin. Just the 2 of us on this occasion. We had it made up as a double bedside cabinet and lamp. There's no chargers around the bed if you have USB, but there was a 3-pin plug just behind the bed, so you need to look for that. Wardrobe space was good, lots of hanging space. We had some drawers, cubby holes. There's quite a good size safe. Tea and coffee making facilities also available here. So not bad facilities for the cabin. There is also a fridge and a hairdryer included. So there was a small television as well. These are the American plug sockets. The British plug sockets were very annoying. They were too close to the desk, so consequently I couldn't plug my own hairdryer in. We managed to get the charger plug to work, and they lent me another hairdryer which they had to bend the cable at the bottom to work. So if you just bring your own the square plug adapters, then you can plug your own appliance in. Dressing gowns are also provided in the wardrobe, and there were some nice products in the bathroom actually. They used Penhaligons, so we had shower gel, shampoo, hand lotion and hand soap, so really nice quality products. So getting back to the ship, she's an ocean liner. She has 4 stairwells, so it is worth getting familiar where the public rooms are in relation to the stairwells. This is outside the lift, so make sure you know where you're going, because when you get inside the lift, there is no list, just the buttons. So you really need to know where you're heading for, so just be familiar with the layout of the ship. And finally, should you need a laundrette, this one was situated on deck 5. There's also one on deck 4 and deck 6. They are free to use. There's washers and dryers, and they also provide laundry sheets, which are eco sheets, good to use at sea. This is my husband demonstrating how the irons work, doing a very good job, I must add there. All the instructions are there. They're very, in my opinion, quite state-of-the-art washers and dryers. So read it all through. Very easy to use. We didn't have any issues. Nothing was damaged in the washer system. So, but just make sure you get the right settings. So there we go, that was Queen Mary 2. My name is Emma. This is Cruise Addicted. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and we would really appreciate it if you followed us along on any of our social media platforms. We're on Facebook and Instagram, and this has been on YouTube. So please come and follow Cruise Addicted, and I'd just like to say bye for now.